right. So I was reading a book, rereading a book that I read a long time ago, and I just really, really like it. And it's called Writing Down the Bones. And it's by a writer and writing teacher named, I always forget the name. Um, I'll bring it up in a minute. I don't want to click out of the page that I'm on that I'm going to share with you. But Writing Down the Bones, it's a really good book about writing. And whenever I don't feel like writing, reading a book about writing will usually inspire me to write. And so whenever I find a good one, I want to share it. So I want to spend a few minutes reading something to you and then showing you an exercise that you can do later, but not right now. Um, all right, I'm going to share my screen so you can read with me. This is my Kindle app on the Mac. Where'd we go? I had it queued up. All right. She says, in the early 70s, there was a study done on women and language that affected me very deeply and also affected my writing. One of the things the study said was that women add on qualifiers to their statements. For instance, the Vietnam War is awful, isn't it? I like this, don't you? In their sentence structure, women were always looking for reinforcement for their feelings and opinions. They didn't just make statements and stand behind them. This is beautiful. This is terrible. They needed encouragement from outside themselves. By the way, what they found to be true for women, they also mentioned was true for minorities. Another thing women did in their speech was to use a lot of words like perhaps, maybe, somehow, indefinite modifiers. For instance, somehow it happened, as though the force were beyond understanding and left the woman powerless. Maybe I'll go. Again, not a clear, assertive statement like, yes, I'll go. The world isn't always black and white. A person may not be sure if she can go. Sorry, I gotta let some people in. If she can go. A person may not be sure if she can go someplace, but it is important, especially for a beginning writer, to make clear, assertive statements. This is good. It was a blue horse. Not, well, I know it sounds funny, but I think perhaps it was a blue horse. Making statements is practice in trusting your own mind. This is what I think is kind of important about this. Kind of, I said kind of. This is important. After I read the article, I went home and looked at a poem I had just written. I made myself take out all the vague, indefinite words and phrases. It felt as though I were pulling towels off my body, and I was left standing naked after a shower, exposing who I really was and how I felt. It was scary the first time, but it felt good. It made the poem much better. So even though life is not always so clear, it is good to express yourself in clear, affirmative statements. This is how I think and feel. This is who I am in this moment. It takes practice, but it is very rewarding. But while you are practicing writing, do not worry if you see yourself using those indefinite words. Don't condemn yourself or be critical. Just be aware of it. Keep writing. When you go back over it, you can cut them out. Another thing you should watch out for are questions. If you can write a question, you can answer it. When you are writing, if you write a question, that's fine, but immediately go to a deeper level inside yourself and answer it in the next line. What should I do with my life? I should eat 3 brownies, remember the sky, and become the best writer in the world. Why did I feel weird last night? Because I ate pigeon for dinner and I wore my shoes on the wrong feet and because I am unhappy. Where does the wind come from? It comes from the memory of pioneers on the Croix River. It loves the earth as far as the Dakotas. Don't be afraid to answer the questions. You will find endless resources inside yourself. Writing is the act of burning through the fog in your mind. Don't carry the fog out on paper. Even if you are not sure of something, express it as though you know yourself. With this practice, you eventually will. I read that. I just really liked that. And if I'm going to be critical of it, I I know that I always want to be humble. And I know that when I don't actually know something, I don't really want to say that I know it. And I don't particularly like it when authors make assertions that could be questioned as though they couldn't be questioned. And where I find it the most often is in commentaries, biblical commentaries written by pastors based on their sermon series on the book versus scholars. It feels dishonest for me to hear somebody say something that's debatable as though it's not debatable.